Hi, welcome to my channel. I hope this finds you all healthy and happy. Please enjoy the upcoming video, and if you do, like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you watching. Thanks. Hi there. Just a real quick video to do a couple little, to share a couple little things that I've been working on. I have a whole bunch of coloring books that I loved getting them and all that, but I just am not really into coloring that much. So I know it's relaxing for a lot of people, and it's a lot of fun for a lot of people, and I get all that, but it's just not my thing. So I started off with a couple coloring pages out of one of my coloring books, and this paper was relatively nice and heavy. You can see that it hasn't really buckled much. I did tape it down to my surface around the edges so that I could work on it. And so I just started playing, and I have a set of watercolors. A lot of colors, but it's just a set that is for kids. And what happens when I use it is I fixed it now, but it gets very chalky when it dries, and you can rub your finger over it and there's like a fine chalky powder, you know. And so I had ordered another little set of watercolors, kind of following what I heard a lady talk about on Jeri Bellini's channel. They had a whole lesson from a gentleman, and I will link it in the description box below, and it was all about watercolors, and I believe the gentleman's name was Ian Jackson, I believe, who taught the lesson, and it was really good. I'm going to watch it again. But there was a lady that was in the Zoom thing, and she was talking about having watercolors that are semi-moist. So I thought, well, you know, I have kind of found out now that that even though I love acrylics, and I still will use my acrylics for lots of different things, I really love watercolor, and I want to keep on working with my watercolors and learning and so on and so on. And so I needed just a little bit better set. So I did order some of this semi-moist watercolors. I only got a set of 16, and they weren't horribly expensive. I know under $20. So I didn't go crazy wild and get a big huge set. But so let's get back to this that I'm showing you. So I used my little chalky watercolors because I didn't have the new ones as yet, and so it came out all chalky. So then I thought, well, how can I fix that? So what I did was I used my Neocolor 2s, and I used my washable crayons, my Crayola washable crayons, and there's 24 in here, of course, cheap as cheap can possibly be. And what I've done is I've torn the paper down on all of them, because you can actually take your wet brush, come here brush, you can actually take your wet brush and just go like this and pick up color from these and put it down on your page just like a watercolor. And or you can actually color on the page and then activate it with water. I really like them. I love them. I mean, I think they work every bit as nice as the Neocolor 2s. Like I said, I do have some Neocolor 2s just, I don't know if they come in, I'm sure they do come in bigger sets, but I have this that was gifted to me, and there's 10 of them in here. These are the water soluble, and then she has also the water resistant pastels, or the oil pastels. I think they're oil pastels. Anyway, but these are the water soluble ones, and I love them. And like I said, they really work well, and they're nice and vibrant. But so are the washable crayons. So anyway, so I went over my different colors that I have in the background here. You can see up here in the corner still yet a little bit of yellow. I put a little bit of teal in it. And what I did was, and you can still see the background of the color page here also in the way down below in the background. And it's still showing through, you know. So then I think I fixed all of the chalky places on, you know, all over the whole piece with the washable crayons and the Neocolor 2s, so that, you know, it wouldn't rub off every time you touched it, you know. And so after I got done doing that, I think then I stamped. I believe I stamped, and I wanted to bring some of the background color up. So I stamped with the teal color. You can see that here, the little crisscross stamp that I used. I also stamped with the yellow in sort of like a little flower pattern. I stamped where the yellow was. Used the archival ink, the archival inks for that, so that I could do stuff over top of it. And then put some texture on it. So I tinted some of my own homemade texture paste. This sort of a tannish, brownish color here, and I just scraped that on with a palette knife. And so when I did that, then it seemed a bit dark. So then I went in with some bubble wrap circles. You can see those. And then it still seemed a bit dark, so then I took some tissue paper, just some white tissue paper, and I collaged that down on quite a bit of it. I don't know, you can see it here where it knocked back the color a little bit, knocked back that tan. And then I used my focal images, put my focal images down. Used some black tinted gauze down here, a tea bag. So I sort of kind of went with like a journey theme on it, and I used a stamp. It's from Europe somewhere, but I'm not sure where. It says cork, so this one might have been from Ireland. I'm not sure. But isn't that beautiful? And then I put a couple of pieces of ephemera down here. I edged them a little bit to take away that stark white ridge that they have around them. Here's another one up here. And then in the center here, I used some of my coffee dyed rag cloth. One of my little clusters that I made a while ago with the word journey and a couple stamps on it, and some book page underneath, and it's all done on a piece of cardboard. Then this one up here, that one might be from Ireland also, but I'm not really sure. You don't hold me to that because I don't know. And then here's another stamp here, and one of the ephemera butterflies. I put some gauze down on that tea bag, and I left the strings on my tea bags. And then under here is some faux vintage newspaper, where yeah, it says vacancies, and anyway, it's pretty cool. And so then I finished up with just some black lines with my little bottle here that I have with my black acrylic in one of those little needle bottles. And anyway, so I made black marks on the page with that, and so that's all done. I really like how it turned out, and I'm going to just glue this into my my big art journal book, and I'll show you a flip through of that someday whenever I get, maybe I'll shoot for getting it halfway done, and then I'll show you a flip, and then I'll finish the rest of it someday, hopefully, and I'll show you the rest of it. But I was really impressed how well this paper held up to all the things that I did on it, because I kept adding because I wasn't liking what I was seeing, and so I just kept, you know, layering. And so anyway, that's how that turned out. And so then I was using my color book again, coloring book page again, and this time I collaged some napkin down on it like Amy told us to do in her video, and I'll link that in the description box below. And this is the same color book and the same paper, and I don't think I did tape this down though, so it did crinkle a little bit over here on this side, but it's okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it in fast forward, and I want to put some color around the edges of this, and maybe, I don't know, ink around the edges or darken the edges somehow on it, because I have some flowers. Whoops, careful. I have some flowers here that I dried, and I want to add those to the edges here, like that. And but I want to put some color or whatever around the edges, and so I'm going to put it in fast forward. I am going to go ahead and tape it down now, because I'm going to be putting water to it, and collaging those flowers down with. And so I don't want the paper to crinkle, so I'm going to, so I will put it in fast forward and let you watch me finish that up, and then I'll probably end up putting that one in my big art journal as well. And I'm going to just use some painter's tape to stick the edges down with. And what I do with the painter's tape is I actually run it along my arm here. Can't see, like that, and pull it off so that it's not, painter's tape is really good for coming back up and all that good stuff, but that way it's not as sticky. So I'll go ahead and put it in fast forward and let you watch, and I'll see you back at the end. it's all done. I haven't unstuck it from the tape yet because it's not quite completely dry, especially where the flowers are, where I put the flowers down. But the watercolors are amazing. No chalkiness whatsoever with these. And like I said, they were not very expensive at all. They're a Jack Richardson and Company Artists Semi-Moist Watercolors. I hope I don't have my head in the way trying to read that to you. Anyway, I love them, you know, and for the price, you know, they're amazing. Like I said, not one bit of chalkiness. Nothing comes off, you know, most of it is dry. The watercolor part, that is, not one bit of it comes off on your fingers. So I love that. So I'll finish letting it dry. I'm going to go ahead and put an edge around it. I think I'll probably use black to pick up the black in the color book page. And I really love how that one turned out as well. And I'll put both of these in my book. So thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate you, and hi to all my new subbies, and till I visit with you next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.